Well, it's Friday night, and you know what that means? It's Friday Night Bourbon Fight! Welcome to Bourbon Riders, and tonight is Bourbon Fight. And a special bourbon fight because it's still Wheat Week. So tonight is a Wheat Week bourbon fight. And I would not be into wheated bourbons if it wasn't for this guy right here. Weller Special Reserve. I can't remember where I bought my first bottle. It was almost by accident. I was asking about it and they said, oh yeah, I've got one in the back. And I actually bought it at, I think, near list price, which was amazing. I had heard it like, oh, you're going to pay twice, 3 times the amount if you find it. Tonight's challenger it's kind of odd. The Weller is the oldest wheated bourbon I have, or brand. The Redemption is the newest. I bought this just to have another First Pour series this week, and because I didn't get to it till this week, it never made it into the Elite 8. So the Redemption and the Weller have never seen head-to-head competition. When we come back, we'll set up and we will start our first round. All right, we're back. Before we get started, round one, I want to thank each and every one of you that have come and visited us tonight and have been coming and visiting us all week. Myself and my wife put together a lot of shows so we could have a lot of content for Wheat Week, and so you'd have at least one, if not 2 shows every day that you could watch. So we hope you're enjoying Wheat Week, and most importantly, please subscribe, because that's how we grow the channel, and that's how we can offer more content like Wheat Week. So let's get into it. Round one, ding, ding, ding. It's all about the aroma. 5 points is the maximum you can score for each bourbon. So we'll start on the right. Very traditional sweet wheat. A little bit of brown sugar smell and a little bit of oak. Smells like any number of the wheated bourbons I have. All right, glass on the left. Also sweet wheat, a little more proof in the aroma, and it's not near as strong. Both very nice. But we're going to call this Glass A and Glass B, even though it says E on the bottom. Glass A on the left and Glass B on the right. I'm going to have to give the advantage to Glass B on the right. A little better aroma and a little stronger aroma. So we'll put that score on the screen. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Now it's all about the taste, where each contestant can score up to 10 points, so the points are pretty much doubled. So one that's behind can easily catch up in this round. And this is where it gets serious, right? Oh, we started off on the right last time with B, so this time we'll start off on A. Give it a little swirl. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Definitely some baking spice up front, not too peppery. Nice, sweet brown sugar molasses taste. A little bit of dark fruit in there. The molasses brown sugar is more prevalent. Plenty sweet for a bourbon. I don't think I'd want it any sweeter. It'd be a cordial if it was any sweeter. And when I say sweet with a bourbon, you know it's kind of relative. That's good. Glass A. Good job, Glass A. Now on to B. Cheers. Interesting. It might be just slightly less sweet, but I got a kind of just bold baking spice, a little more peppery than Glass A. Right in the front, it was like in your face. Yeah, very bold flavor, slightly less sweet than A. Wonderful though. And I have no idea which one is which. These, I honestly can't tell you which one is which. The aroma said that could be the Weller. But then when I taste it, I go like, that could be the Weller. So we're going to go back through one more time and give it a score. So back to the left, Glass A. That is good. One thing about it, if you chose either one of these, you would not be disappointed. I promise you. These are both top shelf wheated bourbons. They really are. Wow, this is going to be tough to score. Back on the right, Glass B. Although it says E. When you put it up, it says, that's not B, that's E, stupid. Yeah, I know it says E on there. Wow, that is good. Now, I know this is not the Old Elk, and it may not be the Weller. I'm not sure. But it is up there with the Old Elk. It's a little bit bolder than the one on the left, which makes me think it could be this. But I've been wrong before. If you've been watching the Elite 8 series, and you're now, we're getting ready to go into to the Final Four, I probably made a lot of mistakes. And I'm probably about to make another one. This is tough. I love the boldness in this. I love that punch of flavor. But this one is so smooth and it's slightly sweeter. And if you watch some of my other blind tests, I tend to go for the smoother ones and the sweeter ones. So tonight, Glass A has the advantage. So let's score them. Wow. This is probably the closest bourbon fight that we've had to date. And there's been a lot of bourbon fights that have been lost by just a single point. And in fact, I'm sometimes too good at pairing these things up. Like, you pair it up too good, you need to pair up a bad one and a good one. So there was one bourbon fight, wasn't there, that there was a TKO. And we won't talk about that because I'm probably in enough trouble over that bourbon fight as it is. We're doing a TKO on a 6-year-old bourbon. You probably know what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, ding, ding, ding. It's all about the finish. What lingers in your mouth between sips, right? I've always said I like something that lasts. Give me sweetness, give me fruit. Please don't give me a peppery finish. I am not a fan of a peppery finish. I don't mind so much peppery kind of spices in the front. That's kind of interesting. But I don't want to taste it minutes later. Psh, let it go away. At least that's my preference. So we're going to start back on the right, and we got to give it a second here to see what kind of finish it is. So. That little clock is running, isn't it? Yeah, my editor. I've got to fire him. Wow. Very nice Kentucky hug with this. I mean, just wonderful. Just warms you up, comes in slowly like a wave, goes out. A small wave. Very nice. Not a lot of fruit on the finish. I do get some sweetness and some baking spices lightly. It's nice. It's not perfect, but it is nice and it does linger. And a great Kentucky hug. I mean, almost a perfect Kentucky hug. The way that rolled in and rolled out. Love it. Okay. Glass A on the left. Let's see what this does for us. They're so close or scary. I'm not kidding you. Same kind of nice Kentucky hug going on there. Nice baking spices. Sweetness lingers. But there's a plus. More fruitiness. I love that when you get that sweetness and that fruit lingers with a little bit of baking spice. Like you just had that cherry tart from your grandmother that she'd been baking all afternoon, and you were smelling it all day, just waiting to take a bite out of it. I have to give the advantage to Glass A. Glass B was wonderful. Glass A was stupendous. I just can't say, well, I'll tell you, Glass A got a perfect score on finish. Glass B was photo finish right behind it. So we're going to score that. And we're going to tally up our scores and come back for some final thoughts, because these two bourbons are outrageously delicious. What can I say? This was another win by a single point. Glass A on the aroma was a little less prevalent. The aroma was not quite as strong, not quite as wonderful as B. So A got a 3, B got a 4. So A is behind 1 point at this point. In the taste, almost perfect. I mean, 1 point shy of being perfect. Glass A got 9 points. Glass B was right behind it with 8 points. So at this point, they're tied again. I really kind of expected, as I'm going along with this, like, I'm going to have a tie. In the finish, Glass A came out on top because, along with the nice baking spice and the sweetness, you got a little bit of fruit that lasted that didn't happen with B. A was slightly better because I got a little more of that fruit. In the end, A got 17 points, B got 16. I would have no problem drinking either one of these any night of the week. And why I say that? Because I love wheated bourbons. Neither one is high proof. I think the Redemption is 96, so it's a little bit higher than the Weller's at 90. But they're both outstanding wheated bourbons. From somebody that's a wheater, I'm telling you, you would be happy drinking either one of these. So, somewhere in these cards here, my lovely assistant has told me wow. She said, no tape. Remember I said the tape on the bottom when I named them A and B? And I said, well, there's an E label on the bottom of this. The no tape is the Weller, which means the tape, E, was the Redemption. My go-to continues to be the Weller, just because of the overall greatness, just the smoothness, the sweetness, the Kentucky hug, the finish. It's probably why I love wheated bourbon to this day, is because of Weller Special Reserve. So, my favorite wheated bourbon of all time wins the fight by a smidgen. You know, small amount. This is really good stuff. I will have no problem buying this again because it is a little bit different, just a little bit bolder, a little more in your face, a little bit more of a Saturday night pour, a little bit more of a Wednesday night pour. But you can't go wrong with either one. You really can't. You'll have to trust me on that. These are both outstanding bourbons. It's nice to see the Weller win for once. It's going like, yeah, the Weller won. Wasn't planned. Honest appraisal. That's all we do here at Bourbon Writers. Give you honest appraisals of what we try, what we taste, what we think. So, we hope you liked this video, and please subscribe for more videos like this. We're going to plan another big week event next year, and in the meantime, we're always coming up with new ideas. So if you've got an idea of something you'd like us to try, or you have a bourbon that we haven't tried, please leave it in the comments. We want to know, because without you, we're nothing. See you next time. That little clock is running, isn't it? Yeah, my editor. I've got to fire him.